It is a low-budget film called The Terminator. And after seeing this film, I don't think its appeal rests solely on the violence. But the question remains, what makes it hot?
I'll be back.
Here he is, the Terminator, the kind of Hollywood executioner who lets you know when he's around. He's Arnold Super Hulk Schwarzenegger, pulling the trigger again and again and again, playing a pseudo-human, half-robot mechanical man who blasts his hitman role into a surprise hit.
That's cool, man. What did I like about it? The killing.
It's a B movie with an R rating that's doing A1 business. It could have been a bomb. Instead, it's a bombshell. Why?
I think it's always surprising when a film like this, a B film, an exploitation film, sort of rises out of the depths. Because nobody in the industry really takes these films seriously. They're made on low budgets and they're expected to make a certain amount of money.
Peter Biskind edits the prestigious magazine American Film. He says The Terminator has made it by merging action, horror, and science fiction.
Well, the elements that make it work, I think, are action, a woman in jeopardy, a killer who can't be stopped, and all set in a kind of post-nuclear science fiction-y environment.
And the real critics at the theater agree.
It was a great movie.
It kept you on the edge of your seat.
It's a good movie.
Well, not all of them.
Yeah, I thought it was the worst movie ever made.
The Terminator's plot is obtuse, shifting between post-nuclear war America and present-day Los Angeles. The Terminator has been dispatched into the past to eliminate a young woman who will give birth in the future to the leader of a resistance war against killer machines. You figure it out. Our critic couldn't.
Well, the plot is absolutely impossible to understand, and it makes absolutely no sense. It's the kind of film where obviously you don't really worry about the plot. It's how you get there, not where you get, which is important.
And the automaton who keeps chasing you there is the man with the bulging biceps, Mr. Pumping Iron himself, the muscle man who is muscled in on Movieland.
He's pretty awesome.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, the muscles.
In this film, he's found his perfect role, a robot, which exploits all those characteristics about him which make him a bad actor.
His acting aside, he plays to our sense of powerlessness.
And the enormous attractiveness of a figure like Schwarzenegger who gets what he wants by taking it. He walks into a disco club, doesn't pay at the door, and when the bouncer tries to stop him, he basically squashes his knuckle like a grapefruit. In other words, every time you felt, you know, frustrated, impotent, that you'd like to really, you know, sort of kick ass, Schwarzenegger does it and gets away with it.
Terminator itself is a very important role for me in an important film, simply because if this film does well, it is another way of re-emphasizing that I'm marketable and sellable or bankable, whatever one calls it, in other films besides films where I expose my body.
Schwarzenegger's body is still an asset, but critic Biskind believes the film works because it plays on many of our unexpressed anxieties, as in this scene. The heroine thinks she's safe in police custody.
They got 30 cops in this building.
But then...
The sense of that is that nobody is safe. The police are ineffectual. No one is able to protect you. And there's a sense of society laid bare, open to this kind of mechanical massacre.
Remember, too, that the Terminator is a machine that seems unstoppable.
The villain, the thing that you're afraid of, is a robot. I think it expresses an anxiety about the technology that makes things like robots possible. There's a sense, a general sense of uneasiness about technology and where technology is taking us. And after all, the villain of the film is a robot. And I think that that forces you to ask the question, why?
So a film considered terminal trash by some critics raises a few larger questions, appealing in its clever exploitation of our innermost fears and insatiable appetite for vicarious excitement.
You saw it. Is it terminal trash?
Well, It's not the greatest literature on the screen. But there is a curious thing about the movie, though, and that is that there is no violence done by humans to humans in the movie. And that makes it a little bit different, really. There's no human villain. And as a result, it is truly a horror movie in one aspect of it, because this machine, which is encased with a bit of human flesh, which turns out to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, gradually comes apart. But even at the end, what's left of it crawls after and almost gets the girl. It does keep you
I think you loved it.
Does it make you want to see it?
I only like Betty Davis movies. I mean, I'm still waiting for Jezebel 2, I think.